kiddos, it's Miss Higgins. Today we're going to be doing lesson 3 on page 845, and this is going to be a hands-on lesson about triangles. So you're probably going to need a ruler, your pencil, and your book open. So our first one here, we are going to measure each side of the triangles below to the nearest quarter of an inch. Then we're going to record the measurements. So you can see we're measuring in inches, like it said, and we're rounding to the nearest quarter inch, which means that our measurements are going to end right on an inch, a quarter inch, half inch, or 3/4 of an inch. So since mine's a lot bigger than yours, I can't exactly measure with a ruler, but I can tell you what the measurements should be. So let's take a look at triangle A. For triangle A, if you are measuring to the nearest quarter inch for this triangle, you are going to get 1 inch for all 3 sides, if we're measuring to the nearest quarter inch. If we take a look at triangle B, if we measure triangle B to the nearest quarter inch, you're going to get 1 1/4 inches for each side. I'll give you a second to copy that down and to make sure that your measurements match mine. Then we're going to move a little further down the page. We're still measuring to the nearest quarter inch. So if we take a look at triangle C, for the 2 top portions of the triangle, you're going to get 1 inch. And for the bottom part of the triangle, you're going to get 1 1/2 inches when we're measuring to the nearest quarter inch. And if we take a look at triangle D, which has that very special right angle that you already learned about, and we're going to measure triangle D to the nearest quarter inch, we're going to start right here on the left side, and this is going to be 1 inch. Then we're going to move over to the right side, this long line here, and this is going to be 2 1/4 inches. And then our bottom line here is going to be 2 inches. And remember, all of these measurements should be rounded to the nearest quarter inch. Now we're going to take a look at our Talk About It section. So it says, identify each triangle with what you discovered about the side lengths. So if we take a look at our 4 triangles, triangle A, B, C, and D, which triangle has no side lengths that are the same? None of the side lengths are the same. If you told yourself, well, that's triangle D, you are absolutely correct. Our next question, all 3 side lengths are the same, which means all around the triangle has the same measurements. And if we look at that, we're going to know that that is triangle A and triangle B, because both triangle A and triangle B had the same side lengths all the way around. And for number 3, exactly 2 side lengths are the same. That is going to be our triangle C, because we had 2 that were the same, but 1 that was different. All right, we're going to move on to the next page. So here we're learning something a little bit new here. So a triangle that has one right angle is called a right triangle. A right angle makes a right triangle. So we're going to find the right triangle in the picture of our cool sailboat here. And if you can see, we can outline this part of the sail. And this right here is our right angle to make our right triangle. So now we are going to compare the angles of each of these triangles that we see here. We have triangle A, triangle B, and triangle C. Now this time we're not talking about measurements, we're talking about angles. And remember, those angles are the places where the two lines meet, makes an angle. So, it says which triangle is a right triangle? And we need to circle it. Well, a right triangle, we know, makes that square in that one corner. So that is going to be triangle A we need to circle. And it even shows us here with this nice little angle. So which triangle did you circle, and explain why you chose that triangle? So we can say triangle A has one angle that forms the corner of a square. And it says, so which triangle is the right triangle? And what is triangle A? So triangle A has one angle that forms the corner of a square. Now we're going to take a look at our Talk About It section. So I'm going to need to move my screen down a little bit. So for our Talk About It section, we are going to be looking back at our three triangles up top. So I'm going to make my page a little bit smaller here so that we can see all of them at once. So for number 4, it says, which triangle has an angle greater than a right angle, which means bigger than a right angle? And we need to take a look at this triangle B, because this angle right here is bigger or greater than a right angle. So number 4 is going to be triangle. Oh, my marker ran out. Sorry about that. Let's try this one. There we go. So triangle B has an angle that is greater than a right angle right there. Now, which triangle has all three angles that are less than a right angle? So we know that it can't be triangle A because it has a right angle. We know it can't be triangle B because we just said triangle B has one angle that's greater than a right angle, which leads us to triangle C, which has all angles less than a right angle. Now for number 6, it says, explain how a triangle is a special kind of polygon. So we can say what makes a triangle is that it is a closed figure made up of exactly 3 lines. All right, kiddos. So now you are going to be practicing it on the next page. And you are going to need to, once again, measure. And you're going to be measuring to the nearest 1/4 inch again. So make sure that you're reading those directions very carefully, okay? I hope you all have an amazing day.